Hello Palmer's College, your business, economics and account students, and you've put some questions to me. Your first one is, do you have to go to university to secure a well-paid job? Well, the answer is no. Some people, especially entrepreneurs, can be very successful without going to university. Some people gain from the extra 3 years they get really working, and that progresses them further in their career than going to uni. But on average, going to university results in a higher salary than not going to university. If you want to be in one of the professions, accountancy, law, medicine, going to university is certainly important. In my profession, journalism, very few people get to start these days without being graduates. And many people are graduates. So generally, going to university is a good move. But if an apprenticeship is right for you, or a vocational course is, or there's a job that you can get straight away that progresses and leads to a career for life, there's nothing wrong with going for that. I think the most important message I have for you is make an active choice. Don't be passive. Don't just let it sit and go, oh, whatever will happen. If you're 18 and you're not going to go to university, then my question to you is, what are you going to do with your life? And if you don't know the answer, then maybe you want to think about carrying on in education until you have got an answer and at least having the qualification behind you. Just stopping now for the sake of earning a 10, 12, 13,000 pounds a year trade that won't progress you probably isn't the best idea. So I'm afraid it's difficult, and it's always tough at the age of 17 or 18. I'm not sure I really knew what I wanted to do in life until I was 25. But if you can go to university, you have the academic ability to do so, and you're choosing not to because maybe the cost. I think you need to think again. Remember, while the headlines say £50,000 in debt when you leave uni, you only have to repay 9% of everything you earn above £21,000. Financially anyway, it's a no-win, no-fee form of education. You don't earn much, you won't pay much. You earn a lot, you'll pay a lot. Go do your reading on it before being scared off by the silly and wrong headlines that all go debt, 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 debt. It's a little more subtle than that. Anyway, your next question. Should I join a pension fund when I first start my first job, or can I leave it till I'm 40? Okay, bit of maths for you. It's not very accurate, this, but it sort of works. If you take your age when you start your pension, so let's say you were to start at the age of 22, or I started now and hadn't done it before, I have. You'd be pretty upset if I hadn't. I'm 42. Halve it, so half of 22 is 11, half of 42 is 21. That is the percent of your income you should put in until you retire to get a decent retirement pension. So if you start doing it at your age or at 22, it's 11% of your income. If I waited and started now, it's 21% of my income. Now both of those are big numbers, but the earlier you start, the cheaper. It's actually been worked out that for every 30 quid you put in, not counting inflation for those of you who are savvy, for every 30 quid you put in real terms when you're 50, you only need to put £1 in your early 20s. It's a lot cheaper to do it earlier. And remember, at some stage, some of you are going to go on to have children. That's a big expense that will come later in your life. When you first start work, if you have a little bit of disposable income, if you have anything spare to put in 10, 20, 30, 50, £100 a month into your pension, would likely pay you very well later on in your life. Your next question. What simple methods are there for me to manage my money so that I don't have to give up on going out and buying things until my next payday? It's a really interesting one. What I tend to find, and we've actually moved office since, we used to work in an office where there were lots of TV companies and they had runners who tend to be 18, 21, 22. And there was a bar in this office complex. And on the last Friday of every month, when most of them had just got paid, that bar was absolutely ramped. First thing they did after payday is go and have a party. And it always used to depress me, because that's the wrong way to do it. The right way to do it is you budget throughout the month. You don't spend money when you first got it. You try and make sure it lasts the month. Then if you've got any spare left in the last week before you get paid, now you know you've got through the month without having to borrow, without having a problem or a crisis or something going wrong. That's the day to have your party, not when you first get your money. And that's all about having good and rigorous controls in your finances. It's about putting it into little pots. So let's say you've got your money that's coming in into your main bank account pot, and then you've got your bills and the cost of your car and your petrol, which might be expensive if you've got one, or your rail fares if not, and presents you're going to want to give at Christmas. Anything like that. When your money comes in, work out across the year what you spend, and then when you get your income, whether it's a student loan or income from work, Put it all into the little pot straight away that you don't then touch. Now you can do this with cash in piggy banks, you can do it by multiple savings accounts, you can do it on a spreadsheet. Go Google it, it's called the piggy banking technique. There's a full article on my site about it. But it's about, if you haven't got discipline to manage your money yourself, it's about setting up systems which enforce the discipline on you, and that's the best way to go through it. I hope that's been some form of interest to you. I have no idea if it has. Take care.